different. Good afternoon. It's October 17th, 2003. I'm Mayor Livingston, and this afternoon, Tom Bush and I, on behalf of the Southwest Georgia Regional Library, are interviewing Bill Wildhagen on his travels and adventures in World War II. Bill, I believe you joined the Navy.
Yes.
When that was
In Buffalo, New York.
About 1944.
Yes, it was around 44. And I took my boot camp at Sampson, New York. It was on Lake, Seneca Lake, Geneva, New York. Sampson Naval Training Station, which after the war ended, the Air Force took it over as a training station. Then, now it's no more, it's a state park.
Well, anyway, were you trained as a baker?
No,
or did you have
no, amphibious.
amphibious?
Yeah, well, I took my boot training, then I went to, I think it was Camp Perry. It was a Marine base on the coast, and we had amphibious training within the swampy part. I think it was in Virginia, where they had coastal swamps, and they had an amphibious base there. We trained, and mostly Higgins boats, the ones that were built in New Orleans. And then I went, after the training there, I think we had 3 or 4 weeks training there. And then I went to Pier 92 in New York, and I went aboard a World War I destroyer escort. And it was converted to a minesweeper. And they took us over to North Africa on that. And they let us off in Tunisia. There were 35 of us. And then the minesweeper went on towards the Adriatic, and they struck a mine up in the Adriatic and were sunk. And that's the last I heard of that one. And then...
And was that the Hater?
The Hater, yes.
Yeah.
And then when I came back from overseas, I came back up through Germany, Munich, and Schweinfurt, and Bremerhaven. We left from Bremerhaven back to New York, and that's where I went. After that, I went aboard, or I was trained for, well, the war ended in Japan, so they took all the amphibs and they separated us up, and I went on to cruiser duty, and then I went over to Honolulu and to Houston, and they trained us on cruisers on there. And then I went from there to Newport, Rhode Island. That's where the training station was. And then from there we went to Philadelphia Navy Yard for the commissioning of the USS Huntington CL 107. And
when you
well, that was the keel was laid for the Huntington in the Camden, New Jersey shipyard in 1943. And the ship was commissioned in the Philadelphia. After they got so far, had it ready for commissioning, they floated across the Delaware River to Philadelphia Navy Yard, which Camden and Philadelphia are each side of the river. And that's where it was for commissioning. And I was aboard the commissioning of it. And it was commissioned in 1945. And we went down to Guantanamo, Cuba for a shakedown cruise. And we went over to Puerto Rico for gunnery. And then we went to just about all the islands in the Caribbean cruising. And then we made our trial runs, speed runs, flank speed. And then we had trouble at flank speed. The ship shook so bad that I was going to tear itself up. So we went back to Norfolk, Virginia, and they had to replace the shafts, the propeller shafts on it. They were unbalanced or something. And then we were there for degaussing dock, where they changed the polarity of the ship's hull. And then from there we went to up to the Philadelphia Navy Yard again and took on more ammunition that, and then we went to over to the Mediterranean. Then we went to Azores and Portugal, and went through Gibraltar and Naples was our first home port. Then we worked from Naples all around Sicily, Palermo, and all around through Adriatic coast, and we were sweeping mines in the Adriatic and off the Albanian coast. And then our home port there was Trieste. And then we were with, in Trieste, we went to Gorizia. There was another, that was an army base there. And then we just cruised around that whole area.
Well, when you were going back to when you were in amphibious, did you have some experiences there in Italy?
Yes, we were in
taking supplies and maybe bringing back from.
We took them, we were hauling supplies across the rivers and then bringing back anything, body bags or, anything that had to come back, stuff for repairs and stuff like that.
But that was when that was when you.
That was when I went over the first time.
First time.
You mentioned changing the polarity of the ship. Why don't you explain why that was so important?
Well, the magnetic mines were attracted to a certain polarity on the ships. And so when they put them in, and you had to remove all watches and compasses and anything like that off the ship, and they changed the polarity of the ship. Like say it was positive polarity, they changed it to negative. So it would repel the mines instead of attracting them. And then the Germans had, they played dirty tricks. They had some with vibration of the engines would attract them, and propeller vibrations. And so then we used to drag a vibrator behind the ship. And the mines would come up, float up to the surface, and the vibrator would be louder than the ship's engines. And when they float to the surface, then we sink them with 20 millimeters. And
well, when you were in the Adriatic, did you fire on any of the Albanians? Or
yeah, they had.
You mentioned that.
Yeah, they had the Albanian. I don't know what they were. Like communists.
Yeah.
They were guerrillas, and they were firing down on the army transports, transporting food and stuff to Yugoslavia and Czechoslovakia and Albania, parts of Albania. And they were up in the hills firing down onto the trucks. And we used to patrol back and forth the coast and fire up above them and start rock sliding down on them, on the gun positions.
Now that was when you were on the hunting.
No.
No.
Yeah. Hell, that was on the hunting. I get mixed up between them.
No. But you mentioned to me that you were really trained out of Baker.
Well, yeah, in civilian life, I worked in a bakery after school.
Yeah.
You get a job after school, and I got a job in a donut bakery. And so, the chief petty officer told me one time, I said, what's the best thing to do in the service? He says, follow the food. And so I said, well, I was a baker. He says, you got it made. And so, when I went aboard, when they were training for the Huntington, they asked me if I did in civilian life. I said, oh, I was a baker. They said, gee, we need a baker aboard the Huntington. So then I got put in the bakery.
But
Never regretted it. I always had good food.
But did you do the same thing when you were on Honolulu and Houston?
Yeah.
Yeah,
because they were training us for duty aboard a cruiser. So because I was never aboard a cruiser, I was amphibious. So they had to bring us and train us for life aboard a cruiser.
Well, now, you were you were telling me when you were on the Huntington that it got scrapped pretty early.
Yeah, it was decommissioned in 1949.
And
I have an article in here that tells
but you felt like it was something wrong.
Well, yeah, it was, I wish I could find
except for
I could explain everything to you. It was, I think, a Cleveland class cruisers, and they built two of them, and the third one they never finished because they had so much trouble with the two of them. The Huntington was a CL-107, and the Fargo was a CL-106. They had so much trouble with both of them that they didn't build the third one. And I think they were Cleveland class cruisers.
Well, when you were training you get the war ended though before you got.
Yeah, I was never in any combat.
Nobody ever shot at you except the Albanians.
Well, the Albanians, and then there were Well, when you go ashore and down in the seaports, somebody always, just like now, but not as bad as now over there. So, they were always, somebody was always trying to shoot at you. Long after the war ended, they were still.
Well, the war ended, where were you when the war ended?
I was, I think, in Italy.
And,
I'm pretty sure. When the war ended in Europe?
yeah.
Yeah, I think I was in Italy. When it ended in Europe, in Asia and Japan, I was New York.
Were y'all expecting to go to Japan?
Yeah, well, that's where
That's
they're
where-
bringing us back to train us. They're going to train all the amphibious for Pacific, because they use heavier landing craft over there.
But you were being trained on the landing craft?
Yes, originally, yeah.
You mentioned triage.
Well, that was where the 88th Infantry is. They call them Blue Devil Division, the 88th Infantry. They were up in Trieste and Gorizia. So, it's up in the mountains and past Trieste to Gorizia. And, the 88th Infantry was control of that area.
But you did get some lead time in Italy.
Oh, yeah.
They,
It took a week time.
and you got out in 1947
Yeah.
and in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn Navy, yeah.
And you married in 1950.
Yeah.
You didn't know Peggy back when you were in the Navy?
No, I knew her, but I didn't write to her or anything.
You have an interesting story. How long were you in though, Bill? You went a year, 2 years?
2.5, must have been. I think it was 2.5. I only got home once in the 2.5 years.
To Buffalo?
Yeah. Because when we come into Philadelphia or something like that, we're never there long enough because I couldn't afford to get on a plane and go to Buffalo. And to get on a bus, which I could have afforded a bus, Greyhound. But the day when I had to turn around and go back before they got to Buffalo.
And you got the thoughts on your adventures in the world in the Navy in those days, or anything you'd like to plug in?
I saw a lot of, interesting places and people and that. A lot of people and stuff like that. And I got up to Rome to see the Pope. I wasn't Catholic, I'm not Catholic, so I would have rather seen a guy that was Catholic go, but we were with a hospital and they just said, they sent us up there. They picked up so many guys on the bus load.
You in the hospital?
Well, it was, I had some kind of an ailment in North Africa. They don't know what it was. There was so many ailments in North Africa that didn't know what it was.
No, you have. We appreciate you doing this. And, one other question. When you went in Italy, crossing the river on the amphibious boat, you mentioned the war was over.
Yeah.
But y'all taking supplies over and bringing back bags.
They were digging a lot of temporary graves out. Because they can't just leave a guy lay there, when he's killed. So they temporarily bury him, and then they brought it up for the cemeteries that were forming, like in Anzio, Salerno, and different areas. And they dig them up and they put them in body bags, and then they take them back, and then they truck them to the, national cemeteries there. And then later on, if people wanted them brought back to the States, well, then they would rebury them back to the States.
When they dug them up, they didn't put them in a casket.
Oh, no, they put them in body bags, because they were in their uniforms or whatever they got shot in. They couldn't stop and make a casket, put them in, bury them. And Army burial detail came along.
your job was just to transport it.
Well, my job was to take supplies across and bring it back, anything that had to come back. This was with the Army. But I wasn't in the Army, but we were with the
But
Army.
you were with on amphibious
Yeah,
job.
but we wore Army fatigues, you know. We didn't wear Navy uniforms.
You didn't wear this uniform?
Yeah, when I got out, I lost my other one overseas.
Well, Bill, we appreciate what you did with, and what you, the service you gave to your country, and we're glad you made it back, and thank you for being with us this afternoon. Unless you got something else.
No, nothing else I can say.